waiting. Everybody's still playing. And don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, running down the avenue. See how the sun shines brightly in the city. On the streets where once was pretty. Mr. Blue, tired of living here today. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
And a good morning and welcome to your Wednesday edition of In the Know here on K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose via the K105 and WMTL app and also live on K105 Digital Productions. It's Uncle Sam Gormley guiding you through another edition of the show as you might be joining us on obviously all of those different stations. As coming up on the show today, COVID-19 numbers rising a little bit. Should you be worried? We'll let you know about that. A Greenville woman is in the news for stealing a tractor to run from the police. And, of course, we're going to have your food updates of the day. And I've got to get something out off my chest a little bit about food because I guess I can call him a colleague, did something that hurt me the other day. I mean, an indirect colleague. We can say that when it comes to it. I guess more will come when it comes to that. But first, we'll bring in our first guest, our first co-host. I guess can't say guest co-host. You're not a guest.
No, I'm not.
You've been here longer than I have. My chair's a little low. I'm gonna have to fix this.
All right.
How are you?
I'm
Christy
good.
is our first host of the day. We're making it through here.
Yeah.
One of my TVs isn't working in here, and it's starting to. It's catching my attention, and it's bugging me.
Well, I get that. But hey.
Hey, how are you?
cannot
Yes,
wait
I
to
can't do
hear
hey.
About the.
Oh
the-
yes.
Yeah, I
And
cannot
it's
wait to
not.
hear about
It's
that.
no one in this building. It's one of those that you can say that, hey, we are both broadcasters, so indirectly we are
Okay.
colleagues.
Cannot wait to hear.
And he did something that hurt me a little bit, and we'll talk about that. Christy, what is your most common, or what is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, my
I think I
goodness.
know what the answer is, but I'm curious.
Ooh. Any mouth noises? So that includes whistling, smacking, gum chewing, any mouth
Here's
noises.
the list of the most common pet peeves. Someone chewing with their mouth open.
Ew.
Or making mouth noises. Poor driving, not washing their hands after using the restroom,
Yeah, that's terrible.
people who toss trash from their cars while driving, and body odor. I feel like body odor is is that a pet peeve?
That should be
It
like
just it seems a little, I don't know.
I don't think that falls in the pet
Yeah,
peeve
it just
category.
seems
That's
like it's kind
common
of
hygiene?
yeah, something along the lines of that. But for me, use your turn signals. That's all I gotta say there.
I agree with that.
We got to bring in our second. She's a guest co-host. I can say that. From the Grayson County Extension Office is very special agent Natalie Tall, right? Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you all?
You gotta bump your mic up a little bit. Again, we're running a little. I'm not used to. Mark has gotten used to having to dive over to the side here to turn our mics up, but we're good. So you're doing well?
I am. I'm doing well. Happy to be here.
Yes, it's always
Yeah.
good to see you.
Yeah.
I found this question earlier, and I guess we're going to do a ponderance in the first segment because, you know what, I'm running the show, and I can do whatever I want when it comes to
Well,
that, right?
there you go.
You can.
There
And
you go.
Natalie, in your job, you have some food connections
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
So the question that was dropped here was, what do you think is the best innovation to happen to the food and beverage industry in the last century? This
The
is
last century?
Yeah, right,
Century.
right?
Hard.
I know, it was like... So the poll finds, and when I read the poll and the top result, I was like, okay, this makes sense. Frozen food tops the list,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
followed by the microwave, and the rollback of prohibition was the third one. Which, okay, but I was like, frozen foods. Okay, that makes sense because
Yeah. Convenience. There's a
yeah,
convenience factor,
and
and you can do it. You could do that at home where. Well, I mean, you could do the food preservation as well, you know, canning and whatnot, but freezing food is a lot easier.
100%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah, so
it
that
was-
makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I didn't. When I read the question, I was probably just like you and wondering, wow, 100 years. Like, that's
I know. I'm like, what? That's huge.
Because wasn't technically sliced bread invented
Well, I'll tell
in the
you.
last 100 years?
Thank you. That was going to be my answer. It was like, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to have, like, sliced bread, like, in the century? I feel like that would be a big one.
Well, because I think the thing is that the joke is always that Betty White is so old that she's older than sliced bread. And I don't think Betty White's 100 years old yet.
Right.
I think that's something along the lines of that. But I found it was an interesting question.
That
We're
is.
going to have a first segment ponderance because we're allowed to do that right here today.
Sure.
As Dennis Cook would say, the cat is away, so we're allowed to have our
Pretty
freedom.
sure he's not paying attention.
I think that's probably a safe thing.
That's his
Thankfully.
wife.
Yes, this is exactly right. Hazy skies still in place today thanks to the wildfire smoke in the area. The haze will likely keep most areas in the 80s for highs. There'll be a slight increase of moisture. Warm less to the cold front that is expected nearby. Lows in the mid to upper 60s. So for today, really, that small, slight chance of rain, a high around 88 degrees. Tonight's hazy and warm with a low around 69. For your Thursday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high around 88. Your weekend looking warm. Saturday, 92. Sunday's chance of rain in 94.
Yeah, but,
Summer is here.
I mean, that's not terrible. I mean, overall, I mean, I don't necessarily love the high heat, but I mean,
94 is
it.
not terrible.
It's terrible.
Oof. I don't know.
I'm not a summer person. I don't do
See,
summer
I am a
clothes.
summer
I
person.
don't.
I like you've got, to me, Kentucky weather is the best in April and like late September, early October. You know, where it's like 60 to 70.
Right.
You really don't need the air conditioning on, kind of thing. That to me is the best.
Yeah.
The best weather that you can have. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell implored unvaccinated Americans Tuesday to take the COVID-19 shot, issuing a stark and grave warning of a repeat of last year's rising caseloads and shutdowns if people refuse to protect themselves from the coronavirus. McConnell urged Americans to ignore the bad advice coming from pundits and other against the vaccines. As cases skyrocket, he noted that nearly all the new virus hospitalizations are among those who have not been vaccinated. He said, if there is anyone out there willing to listen, get vaccinated. These shots need to get in everybody's arms as rapidly as possible, or we're going to be back in a situation in the fall that we don't yearn for, that we went through last year. This is not complicated. On Tuesday, he said, it never occurred to me that after the COVID-19 vaccines that were quickly developed, we'd have difficulty for Americans getting the shot. And of course, he brought up here in his talk, and it makes a lot of sense, is that he's a survivor of childhood polio. So for him, he drew on his experiences of what he went through with polio and how the vaccine pretty much eradicated that. So he's kind of like living proof of why you would do it in that instance. Also in that regard, Dr. Fauci and Senator Rand Paul are at it again. Looks like they're going to need to do a WWE fight or something here soon enough, because they're going head to head again. As you know, he said this, they said that. As they were going at it on if the U.S. had some semblance of a word or a way in the, I don't want to say the creation of the coronavirus, but there's all the funding questions and everything along the lines of that. And Fauci responded saying, Senator Paul, you do not know what you're talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you're talking about. If anyone is lying here, Senator, it is you. That is what Dr. Fauci said to Rand Paul. So they're going at it again.
Of course.
It's like a 10-round fight.
Yeah.
We might only be in like round 6 right now. COVID-19 cases, though, are on the rise again. 1,054 new cases on Tuesday, raising the state's total to just shy, getting closer and closer to that 500,000 mark. It was the first time since April 7 that the Commonwealth had recorded over 1,000 new cases in a single day. Of the new cases, 217, that's 20%, are children under the age of 18. The positivity rate is 5.71% on Tuesday. This is just like 3 weeks ago. That positivity rate was at about 2%. So you're seeing that really start to rise. Only 3 deaths, though, were reported, which is a positive if you're looking into this. 7,304 coronavirus-related death tolls. You're seeing more orange and more red pop up on the COVID-19 map as well. counties. In fact, a county bordering Grayson County, Hart County's incident rate is 35.3 right now. And then if you go down into the western portion of the state, Webster, Hopkins, and Muhlenberg are also a quote-unquote red county right now. On Tuesday, the health department updated the county's vaccination numbers based on statistics provided by the Department for Public Health. According to health officials, 10,235 Grayson County residents have been vaccinated, which is just over 39% of the county's population. The Department of Public Health reports that 49.8% of residents over 18 have been vaccinated, while 78.5% of people over the age of 65 have received a vaccination. 2.2 million Kentuckians have been vaccinated. We told you about briefly, I believe this was on Monday, that there was a boil water advisory that was issued for a small section of Litchfield that has now been lifted. So the advisory was issued for 315 to 407 West Main Street, and I think it was only like the right side of the road or something along the lines of that. But if you had the boil water advisory, you no longer have it. So there is a positive to go there. Natalie, did you see the details about the train derailment in Hardin County that shut down 65?
I didn't see the details. I heard about it on the news last night, this morning sometime.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw a tweet about it last night and was like, what? They had to shut down the interstate? I thought, and I was expecting, this train to be over the interstate or something, something you see out of a movie. It maybe might have been quite that bad, but Interstate 65 was shut down for a short period Tuesday night after a train derailed about 9 miles northeast of Eatown, marking the third derailment in the area over the last 4 years. The CSX train derailed in Colesburg, which is in northeastern Hardin County, adjacent to I-65, Tuesday night at approximately 8:15, and resulted in the evacuation of several residents out of an abundance of caution, as officials later determined that no hazardous materials were on the train. It was initially thought that 7 of the train's cars derailed into a creek, as both north and southbound lanes of I-65 are closed for less than an hour between Lebanon Junction and Eatown. No injuries were reported. Authorities are investigating the cause of the derailment, as it was kind of interesting, as you don't really see that often.
No,
and especially for it to shut down the interstate for a period of time.
Yeah.
A Greenville woman has been arrested after stealing a truck, destroying a building, and later trying to flee on a stolen tractor. On Saturday, the Muhlenberg County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded after 41-year-old Tiana Duncan stole a truck from a building on Nebo Cemetery Road. She drove through the truck through the door of the building, with the truck later becoming stuck in mud. Duncan fled on foot before stealing a kayak and making her getaway in a nearby creek.
Kayak.
Duncan then stole a John Deere tractor.
Jeez.
As she attempted to flee the area, Duncan lowered the bucket, destroying 3 driveways before the tractor became stuck in a culvert. The property owners detained Duncan until law enforcement arrived.
I'm sorry.
She's
This
highly
cracks me
motivated.
up. This cracks me up so much. So she started out
Yeah, she's
in the
In the
vehicle.
truck.
correct. Yeah, she stole a truck.
and then went to
A boat.
Then she
kayak?
destroyed a building.
Oh, destroyed the building.
Got to remember that part.
Okay.
Then she stole the kayak and was going into the creek, and I guess she saw a
I'm too
tractor
lazy to
and
do
then
any
the
of this.
tractor.
and said, you know what, why not? It's here. Use it.
I mean,
To me, this sounds like a 90s country song. It's just
really?
like...
Oh,
in the-
100%. This
in
could
the
be a
works.
music video.
Yes. Is
Yeah.
just like,
Well-
I stole the truck, stole
she
the
was
kayak.
very highly motivated to,
Well, and not
to get
everybody
away.
can drive a tractor.
No.
No. But
mean,
I
you
love
can.
that she...
I can't. I'm not great at it.
Oh, I'm not
but
great,
I can do
but
it.
I can.
I love that she lowers the bucket, too. And it destroys driveways on the way.
I mean, you may as well just go for it if you're that far in. Just go for it.
It might shock you, but she was charged with public intoxication.
You don't say.
I know
Yeah.
that might be really shocking news, but that was something that did happen with it. Kentucky State University's president resigned yesterday, effective immediately after a special called meeting of the Board of Regents. It was accepted unanimously as there's some financial issues going on, and it's weird because he had just received an extension in May on his contract, as they said that the Council on Post-Secondary Education is poised and ready to provide our assistance to the leadership of Kentucky State University as they move forward. KSU is vitally important to our higher education landscape as our state's only public, historically black university, and as such, we are committed to its unequivocal unequivocal, if I can speak, success. While we've been monitoring recent developments, our next step is to gather necessary information so we can provide much assistance as possible. So it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of questions, and I know that the governor yesterday announced that they're going to be doing an audit.
I heard that this morning. Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what that might come up with into, a big university in the state. So they're in Frankfurt. Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced on Tuesday the indictment of a Webster County man in a senior exploitation case that allegedly involved his mother. A Webster County grand jury indicted Lawrence T. Greer of Clay for theft by failure to make required disposition of property, a Class C felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison. According to Cameron's office, in March 2016, Lawrence Greer was given power of attorney for his stepmother, Pamela Greer. Lawrence Greer allegedly commingled his stepmother's funds with his own personal funds, and in 2019 spent approximately $40,000 on items unrelated to her care, including a new truck and trailer. After the mom, was admitted to a long-term care facility in July 2019, he allegedly failed to pay the facility for her care despite his legal control of her funds and responsibility for her bills. So good on the Attorney General's office for finding that. That's kind of you don't see that a lot.
No.
Take care of your mom. It's just weird to me. Kentucky Supreme Court Chief John Minton made his case for judicial redistricting during a meeting of the General Assembly's Interim State Government Committee on Tuesday. He spoke about the topic on both the local and district circuit trial courts as well as the appellate level, as they're talking about recircuiting the courts possibly. And the last time that happened was the 1890s. As a matter of history, he said that Grover Cleveland was in the White House and John Y. Brown was the first governor of the Commonwealth. Kind of interesting. So they're potentially discussing maybe doing that again. So for the first time since Grover Cleveland was president of the United States.
That's kind of crazy.
Christy, I know you were up late last night watching every minute of the NBA Finals game.
Oh, that's exactly what I was doing. Exactly.
I mean, I know that there's no bigger NBA fan than you.
Oh, yeah.
So did you want to give us a recap?
Probably me.
Well, apparently there was a ball going up and down the court.
Yes, you got it. You nailed it. Giannis Antetokounmpo ended one of the greatest NBA Finals ever with 50 points in a championship that Milwaukee waited 50 years to win again. He had 50 points, 14 rebounds, as the Bucks beat the Phoenix Suns 105-98 to win the NBA Finals 4-2. So the Bucks are the NBA champions. Yesterday was SEC Media Day, right? I mean, I know
looking at her
I know I didn't need to tell you this. I knew you already, you watched every minute. I know you're a huge fan.
Because I was not snoring at that time. Yeah.
Mark Stoops yesterday was at SEC Media Day. They talked a lot about different things. He talked about his new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, and how they're going to hopefully get the Cats to Atlanta this year in the SEC East. So that's something to keep in mind on. I know that more and more are coming as the week goes on. In Cougar sports last night, the Grayson County football team swept a pair of 7-on-7 games at Meade County. Game 1 saw junior Michael Wood lead the way with 4 catches and an 18-6 win over Fort Knox. The nightcap had the Cougars defeat an old district rival, Nelson County, 18-6. With the wins, the Cougars improved their preseason record to 4-2-2. They'll travel to Breck County tomorrow evening. And then, Christy, I saw this headline.
Okay.
And I was wondering, Mark isn't here today.
All right.
And I'm wondering if this headline, there might be a connection here.
Okay.
It does say Florida man, but I know that Mark does enjoy going to Florida. There's nothing nothing about that.
Okay.
So it says here, Florida man has been banned from playing the tuba on the beach. So my question to you, Christy, is where is Mark? Is he been banned for playing the tuba?
Well, he is not playing the tuba.
He's not?
Currently. But, I honestly have never heard him play it.
You've never heard him play the tuba.
So I don't know if he could be banned because he's terrible or I don't know.
But apparently this was the man was just walking up and down the beach playing the music. As he said, it was an absence of stress is why he played. And they said, hey, nope, you're disobeying the rules because it is violating an entertainment ordinance. So you can't be doing that, is what they said.
Don't be entertaining me on the beach.
Yeah, no, how dare you entertain me when it comes to the beach. We got to get to a break. We're going to come back, have a little bit more. I get to get something off my chest when it comes to that about a current colleague, and then we'll update you as well on some of the food that's coming up. We'll take a break, come back with more here on In the Know.
Why start your day with when you can start it with? Make it McDonald's for breakfast. Wake up to a flaky bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit made with smoked Applewood bacon. And enjoy it with a refreshing iced coffee and flavors like caramel, French vanilla, and sugar-free French vanilla. Get a large for just $2. Start your day with McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
Have you ever wondered what human trafficking is? Have you ever wanted to learn more about protecting your children from abuse or the dangers on the internet? Would you like your staff trained on how to spot and report signs of abuse? We provide free trainings to our communities on a variety of topics. Did we say free? Yes. If you or your organization would like to have a free training, please reach out 270-234-9236 on the web at silverleafky.org or call 211 and ask for Silverleaf.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart, 270-259-5604, GraysonCPAs.com.
When you're feeling under the weather or concerned about your family's health, you want the support of a trusted medical provider who lives close by and is available to care for you and your family. Dr. Gregory Koo is a family medicine physician who is putting down roots in this community. With 22 years' experience, he's now accepting new patients in both Caneyville and at Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center in Litchfield. Learn more online at owensborohealth.org/KOO.
Jeff Bezos is sharing his thoughts following his out-of-this-world experience.
It felt so serene and peaceful and the floating. It's actually much nicer than being in full one gravity. It's a very pleasurable experience just from just the way it feels.
Bezos blasted off into space from West Texas yesterday morning using a rocket his own company, Blue Origin, built. The Amazon founder left his job as the company's CEO earlier this month, saying his new day job is space exploration and the Bezos Earth Fund. Apple says they're pushing back plans to have employees return to the office, a resurgence in coronavirus variants cited as the reason. 3 days a week in September had been the plan, but it looks like it'll be more like October at the earliest now. Mobileye is testing their autonomous vehicles in New York City. The company specializes in the chips used for the vehicles. They're testing 2 vehicles now. The plan is to eventually test 7. Tech Report, James Flippin, NBC.
Yeah, you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven for too long, for too
long. Today is Junk Food Day. Sign me up for it. It is Hot Dog Day.
Wake up.
It is Tug of War Day. And it is Invite an Alien to Live With You Day.
No, thank you.
Celebrating Mork and Mindy as the television show premiered on this state here on the state. So, no to the alien?
No to the alien. No ET.
No ET.
And let's talk about Hot Dog Day for a minute. I feel like
if you have small children,
there's every day, but is there multiple hot dog days throughout the year, like designated hot dog days? Because I feel like there's one like every month.
Well, hot dogs are delicious.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, what more do you need than that? But yeah, Hot Dog Day. It is also Junk Food Day, which I mean,
I'm here for that.
yes.
That's junk food every day.
Sign me
for
up
me.
when it comes to that. And today's let's see if I can do this. Today is brought to you by our friends at Plasticon. As they're hiring, you can contact them. And I mean, we are talking about junk food, and they'll do food trucks. They have Kona Ice. Sometimes it's a fantastic place. So be sure if you're looking for a job, it's a great place for you to get in contact with. And they are very flexible on potential shifts as well. Natalie, in the break, we were talking that there's a big moment coming up here in a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
For Harper?
Yes.
Kindergarten.
We start kindergarten.
And that makes you feel...
All the feelings.
All of them.
Happy, sad, nervous.
But you also mentioned that Harper is feeling some of the same ways, right?
She is. But and she'll do wonderful. She's like her mama, and she doesn't like change, and it's scary.
I hate change as well,
and we get nervous.
Well, I found a story this morning that says how to help students with back to school anxiety. It's something that everyone deals with, and it doesn't matter if you're a senior in high school and you've been doing it for your entire life and you know nothing different. But they're saying that right now it's even
intensified.
Exactly, because of everything that has happened. And in a way, Harper is kind of lucky to be that she's coming in on the back edge.
Yes. Well, and it's familiar to her because for a year
this is all she's known.
This is all she's known. And so like if I tell her she has to, wear a mask or do it, it's no big thing to her. I mean, she just does it because that's what she's known for the past year. But
many students can have anxiety when heading back to school. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, just over 25% of children between 13 and 18 have an anxiety disorder. As we were just mentioning here, that they don't know what to expect now when going back into school. Is the virus in their school? Does their friend have it? Do I wear a mask? Do I not wear a mask? I think that is an anxiety, is what this doctor says. Some of the main challenges is in getting your students back ready to school. The number one is sleep schedule. Is you got to make sure that, especially for your teenagers, Christy, I know you got you might know this. This might be preaching to the choir when I say this. That teenage patients have been sleeping all day and staying up all night. But with school starting up soon, they have to get back on a normal sleep schedule, which can be a stressor for them. She recommends that students start trying to get back on a normal schedule now rather than waiting until the last minute. She explained that for teenagers, withdrawing and keeping to one's self is an indicator of anxiety. She said that for teenagers, it's not uncommon for them to distance from parents, but still hang out with friends. If they start distancing from both, though, that's not a good sign. She says the best thing for any student as far as dealing with anxiety, with anything, is physical education. Get out, play, run, do something along the lines of that. So I found that was kind of an interesting thing.
And then that helps with sleep. So it all
makes them sleep.
Yeah, you wear yourself out doing the physical activity, and then you sleep better, and it kind of all comes together. But I'm seeing that in my 5-year-old right now. At 8:00 last night, I was like, we need to go to bed. we need to start.
Now, is that because you want to go to bed, or
no? Meltdowns. You can just tell when she is tired. But yes, that too. Not only do I want to go to bed, but I just want to sit on the couch with nobody touching me, or and want to watch TV and
you want to watch
what
you want to watch TV. Yes. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that we're getting back into this. It seems like just yesterday we were seeing a graduation in the middle of May, doing that. Now we look, and I think the first day of school is, I think it's 2 weeks from today. In Grayson County.
Stop it. We can't be talking about that.
I think it's 2 weeks from today when I think about it. I think it's the 4th of August. And
is
that's
it the 4th? I think it's the 11th in Brett County.
Is it?
It's the 4th.
I think.
Is it the 4th in Grayson? So
it is.
we're 2 weeks away.
People, if you're listening, don't take that. I have no idea. I'm a new mom here, and there is no manual with what school. I have no idea what's going on.
But it is we're 2 weeks away. It's amazing when we sit there and think about that. But next week, while I'm thinking about it, a shameless plug, we're going to have Grayson County Schools takeover of In the Know, as we're going to have everybody is pretty much coming in and co-hosting with us next week. So it's going to be really exciting, as we're going to have principals from all of the different schools. We're going to have some members of district office. You mentioned the Brett County Connection, and there's a Brett County Connection coming to Grayson County Schools. We're going to introduce you to him. I don't know how well you know Adam Cox. But
Well,
we're going to introduce
yeah.
you to Adam on Monday.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to be excited about next week for the Grayson County Schools takeover of In the Know. So be sure you join us next week, and we'll get you ready for that back to school since it's 2 weeks away. That's crazy when you think about that.
I know.
And if you're Breck County, maybe 3 weeks or maybe not.
3 or maybe not. I'm
Maybe
not
not.
entirely sure.
We,
So
we don't know. Natalie, are you big into following TikTok trends or no?
am I big into TikTok? Yes, 100%. Do I get the trend stuck in my head? 100%. Do I act on them and do them? In my head.
So you have not gotten a magic eraser and tried to clean your teeth yet?
Not that, no.
Not that?
No, not that.
So this might shock you, but a dentist says don't do that. Don't clean your teeth with a magic eraser because it gets rid of the enamel on your teeth, and it says the bleach is too strong. Again, this is another one of these. It says,
oh dear.
Don't. Why?
Why does a dentist need to come out and say,
and
you can't
have any common sense?
You can't be doing that. As I feel like I'm Andy Bashir right now. You can't be doing that. That's when you say that. As he said that right now that the foam that the magic eraser creates, if you've ever used one, is like a really abrasive sandpaper.
Yeah. Well, like you had me at like, have you ever used a magic eraser?
Oh yeah, all the
and
time.
I'm like,
all the time.
Oh, well, I mean, like, are you ready to tell me a cleaning hack? Because I'm here for that.
Well, I think that do you ask, can I clean it? And if the answer is yes, then it's probably a magic eraser, except your teeth.
Yeah. Just
don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Christy, are you a fish person as far as like enjoying looking at fish, like cool looking fish or something along the lines of that?
Like aquariums?
Yeah, like going
absolutely.
to aquariums.
I had aquariums when I was growing up.
Have you seen the bizarre 100-pound tropical fish that has been found on a beach in Oregon?
I have not.
No.
Look at this thing.
Holy smokes.
It's what they call a moon, or let me see here. I lost it. A moonfish.
I was going to say, it looks like the moon.
And this one weighs only 100 pounds. But they can get up to 600 pounds for one of these fish. But it looks really cool. And if you're listening on the radio and can't see it, it's like it starts off grayish blue,
Bluish,
right?
Yeah.
And transitions to the tail is like a bright red.
Red and orange, or some orangey in between there.
It's just a really cool, it's a really cool looking fish.
I had aquariums for years. So
yeah, and I mean, I love fish that, like we had a fish that was in the building that used to live here.
And there's a reason why.
Yes, because he was and he had to come live here because he was a cannibal, right?
He was. So Anna had a tank, and he was very aggressive.
Good old Theo.
Yeah, Theo had to come and live here by himself.
Yes. Poor Theo.
I know how Theo feels sometimes.
And now for your food updates for today. Natalie, again, I asked you, I guess you're our TikTok expert for today since Misty's not here. We got to ask you. I know Misty used to be our TikTok expert.
Right.
Creamy lemonade, have you been following this?
No.
So they're saying here, and again, you're our food expert, I guess, as well right now, since Dennis isn't here. They are saying that you should combine lemonade with sweetened condensed milk to create a lemon-flavored creamsicle drink.
Well,
yay or nay?
I feel like it would have to have lots of sugar.
Yeah, I feel
you'd have to add lots of sugar to it, I would think. But I don't think I would try it. It's not for me.
Yeah, to me it just is like milk and like citrus. That just doesn't seem like it fits.
There is no way.
Yeah, it seems like oil and water to me. So we're saying no on creamy lemonade.
I'm going to say
I
no.
might, if somebody would bring it to me and say, hey, try this, I might take like
I
a
would
sip.
try it. I would probably try it, but I don't think that's definitely not something that I would like make at home
The
as
Grayson
a
County
refreshing
Extension Office is not
drink.
going to start a creamy lemonade
Probably not.
making class.
Or a creamy lemonade stand. No, thank you.
Are you a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
100%, and I know what you're going to say.
You do.
Yes.
Well, I don't,
Cinnamon
and I'm a fan.
Toast Crunch popcorn.
Popcorn. You
is
can only get
coming
it at
out right
Sam's,
now.
though. Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn is going to be available.
I saw that
it's
on the news this
20-ounce bag of popcorn, perfectly seasoned with Cinnadust. So that's something that you can be looking forward
Here
to.
for that.
And then the one that probably goes more towards me and Christy, I'm not sure. This might be more I don't know if it's more towards you. I know this is something that when I read this, I thought of Misty a little bit because she used to have something similar in the building almost at all times. Hidden Valley Ranch is creating a pepperoni pizza dip. No?
I mean,
You
I
can
like
dip pita
dips,
chips in it. I know that Misty used to have a ranch dip in this building at all times, and now that since she's...
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I've seen this made that you take to like a barbecue that somebody will make handmade. But this is now Hidden Valley Ranch is making it easier for you.
I thought it was a dip for pizza. And I was like, do people not just use ranch?
No, this is like...
ranch?
This is...
I understand now.
Yeah.
It is I guess it's a mix of ranch with the stuff that you'd put on a pepperoni pizza in it. So, would you try it?
Oh, I would try it for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't know that...
If you're going to go out of your way to...
it would be... I don't know that it would be my thing.
And then I teased it at the beginning of the show, and we got to wrap up the segment this way, that a colleague of mine, we're keeping in the food realm. He did something that upset me. He took it... And as a reminder to those of you that are listening, Natalie, I'm not sure if you know, but I'm from the northern portion of this state, the Cincinnati area. And for us Cincinnatians, Skyline Chili and Cincinnati chili is a little piece of our heart. Mm-hmm. You know, it's, everyone's got their area and everyone's got their thing.
But that's
for
kind
Louisville,
of a big deal.
Yes, for Louisville, it's the Kentucky Derby. For Cincinnati, it's Skyline
Chili.
Lexington has Keeneland and everything. Cincinnati, it's Skyline Chili. The Mets announcer. So the Reds are playing the Mets this week. And in fact, our prep service gave this to me. So I was like, oh, well, I get the reason. He said they were showing them make Cincinnati chili at one of the Reds games. And he unleashed on the Cincinnati delicacy, calling the dish straight up disgusting. He said, Cincinnati's going to hate me, but I hate the stuff. He said that the 5-way with the spaghetti and the beans and cheese, first the disgusting chili gravy, after the onions comes the cheese, and that's what makes it the 5-way. You put like 10 tons of shredded cheese on there, and this is supposed to be food that you actually eat. You need to try everything once so it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Try it once, and then you'll never eat it again. Well, you know what, Mr. Gary Cohen? I don't care about your opinion. Because I like Skyline Chili.
I've only had Skyline Chili once because all of my roommates in college were
it's delicious.
From Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Toledo even. I had a roommate in Toledo, and it was all about the Skyline Chili.
It is, listen, and I'm not sure if you've had it, Christy.
Well, I'm going to ask you, is there a chance that Mark would have made it like for Super Bowl?
You're taking shots here now that...
No, I'm just
No,
asking.
the Bengals haven't made it to the Super Bowl since 1988.
But there's a reason I know the name.
Yeah, I mean, probably because I've talked about it. And I mean, there's multiple, and there's a few in Louisville as well. But when I was listening to this, I was like, what are you doing? No!
Leave it alone.
Yes, listen, we don't make fun of New York-style pizza. We don't make fun of Subways or anything. Leave us and let us have our Skyline Chili and our Cincinnati-style chili. Let me have it. Broadcasters were supposed to stick together, and I don't go there and I talk crap about things that you do. So that's the end of my rant today. We're going to get to a break. We're going to have a water cooler question, your chance to win, coming up here on In the Know.
Beach Bend Park. Fun for the whole family.
Summer fun is back at Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon. Enjoy 2 parks in 1 with thrills for all ages. There's classic amusement rides like the awesome Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster with amazing twists and drops, daily shows, mini golf, and so much more. Or experience the park at dark during Friday Night Lights. Take the plunge in our 1,000,000-gallon Splash Lagoon water park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. Enjoy your own private cabana rental. Purchase tickets online and save on one-day admissions, or have twice the fun with a 2-day play pass for only $39.99. At Beach Bend, the parking, tubes, and sunscreen are always free. For park hours or to purchase tickets and season passes, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park. Fun for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Quality paves the way. That's the motto of Scotty's Contracting and Stone. All of the crushed stone products from Scotty's quarry in Litchfield are mined underground. Scotty's Contracting and Paving provides cleaner products made from pure limestone. If you agree that quality makes the difference, contact the team at Scotty's Contracting and Stone for crushed stone products for your project at 259-5696. That's 259-5696. Our quarry is located on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
At the University of Kentucky, there are no bounds to our campus, no limits to our ambitions. Now you can earn a degree from UK anywhere. Every day we're expanding our reach and impact for a world that moves faster and demands more. Over 30 degrees and certificates, 100% online, from Kentucky's flagship university. We're prepared to adapt, grow, build, challenge, and succeed together. Find your program at uky.edu/UKonline.
If you still listen to 8-track tapes and watch black and white television, then I bet you still use a phone to request underground utility line locations. Well, that's old school. Now everything is done online, including contacting 811 before you dig. Making a request online is faster, easier, and just as free as calling. Before you dig, on the job site or at home, notify 811 online at kentucky811.org. That's kentucky811.org.
Did you know the federal government provides more than $150 billion a year in grants, loans, and work study funds to make higher education possible for anyone? Completing the free application for federal student aid, known as the FAFSA, is the first step to getting your share, and it's totally free and takes most people less than an hour to apply.
Go to knowhowtogoky.org and join the conversation on Twitter with hashtag MyFAFSAStory. This message is brought to you by the Pritchard Committee Student Voice Team and the Council on Post-Secondary Education.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. Today will be sunny with highs into the upper 80s. Skies will still look pretty hazy because of that wildfire smoke that has been drifting into our region. We'll keep those hazy skies tonight as we drop down into the 60s tomorrow. More of those upper 80s in the forecast. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Anderson. Woo! All summer.
This is the 105 Days of Summer. It's going to be the hottest summer yet. Woo! Brought to you by Midway Pharmacy. Summer! On the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I think.
Did you know you inhale about 700,000 of your own skin flakes daily? Right?
Well, that's nasty.
Right.
We had to take the food out of it and talk about this. And again, this is another one of these things. How do you count that?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, and you've referenced Misty multiple times this morning, but Sheena always had those questions. Like, who is the person that is in charge of...
Who knows this?
Counting
right?
skin flakes, too, which are microscopic, right? I think. I don't know. I don't think you can...
Another thing, not along skin flakes line, but, like, how do you know? Like, you know those people that talk about, like, Bigfoot and like, how they... Have you ever seen the Bigfoot shows where they're like...
You're mentioning Misty again, and Misty's husband is a firm believer in Bigfoot.
In Bigfoot, right. And listen, this is not to confirm or deny Bigfoot, but, you know, I've watched shows where they're like, this is how they, you know, bury their dead. How do you know that? You talk to a Bigfoot, you don't know.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Or this is what they do whenever they are...
I just love that there's never been a clear picture.
I know.
It's always...
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, take us completely off track, but I always watch shows like that, and I'm like, have you talked to him? Have you been to a Bigfoot funeral? You do not know what they do.
Here's today's water cooler question for today. It's your chance to win 2 tickets to Holiday. You get your choice between 2 tickets to Holiday World, 2 tickets to Beach Bend, or 2 tickets to Kentucky Kingdom. We're going to do what we did yesterday, where you're going to text your answer to 270-259-6000. Again, it's 270-259-6000. You're going to text it to us what you think your answer is. You must not have won in the past 30 days. You must be 18 years of age or older to win. Here is today's question. 4 in 10 women say that if they could have any superpower, it would be this. What is it? 4 in 10 women say that if they could have any superpower, it would be this. What is it? Again, text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. You'll get your choice between 2 tickets to Holiday World, 2 tickets to Beach Band, or 2 tickets to Kentucky Kingdom. I was going to say, I knew that there were 3 of them. So we'll wait there. Natalie, it's Farmer's Market this morning, right?
It is Farmer's Market this morning. When I left this morning, we had 3 vendors, I believe.
Okay.
We do have a new vendor set up, and they have sweet corn. So we do have sweet corn at the Farmer's Market. There are some straw square bales that are available with the same vendor, and she has some potted flowers, some really pretty flowers.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so go check them out. And then in addition to our traditional fruits and vegetables.
And I know I got an email yesterday that said that a canning class is coming soon, right?
Yes, so we're going to do a canning demonstration on August the 4th. That is our next Fresh Market Day on a Wednesday. But if you come through at about 10 o'clock in the morning, you can stop in the office, and I'll actually be doing a demonstration of water bath canning and pressure canning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See here again, the question is 4 in 10 women say that if they could have any superpower, it would be this. No one has gotten it yet. Natalie, and again, I will not say whether you are correct or not, but what are your answers so far?
So my first one was to read minds. Like,
Read
I don't know,
minds,
is there
okay.
is there a
Ooh, that's a
fancy
good one.
word for
Okay.
that?
I only have one.
I think. What'd you put?
Invisibility.
That was my
Invisibility.
It
Invisibility.
was between the two. Like, I want to read minds I've had from you.
Again, 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Natalie, did you follow Jeff Bezos yesterday?
I did not. Did he do the...
He went up into
Yeah.
space for like 12 minutes, and he said when he came back, the atmosphere is so gigantic. But when you get up above it, what you see, it's actually incredibly thin. It's this tiny little fragile thing, and as we move about the planet, we are damaging it.
Oh.
Deep words there from Mr. Bezos. I like his cowboy hat, though.
Oh, he's
I
a
can't-
space cowboy?
Yep. Yes.
That's what I'm like.
Yes, he can do it.
There
when it
you
comes
go,
to that.
buddy.
The Biebs is now the youngest artist to earn 100 entries on the Hot 100. Congrats, Justin.
Good
I guess.
job.
Yep. Not particularly a fan. The most songs to ever have on the top 100 is Drake. He's got 235 of them, which seems like a lot. Glee is second, which kind of surprised me, but I guess because
Glee,
the TV show.
Yeah. I'm with you.
When it comes to that, American Pickers. If you were a fan of American Pickers,
Oh,
either
yeah.
one of you.
Yeah.
Did you see that there's some drama going on?
Oh, no.
Christy, are you a fan?
I've never been a fan.
Never been a
But
fan?
I've seen 1, maybe 2 episodes.
I used to really enjoy this show. There's
Yeah,
some
we
drama
switched all
though.
the time.
Frank, the shorter guy,
Yeah.
says he hasn't talked to Mike, the taller guy, in 2 years.
What?
He said, I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He said he knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. And Frank says the show's tilted towards him 1,000%. I can't even bend down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith and there's Steven Tyler and he's the front man. I found my spot. I'm second and he's number 1 on the show.
Oh, someone's salty.
Yes, and he says that Mike is more than likely going to make his brother the new co-host. Yeah, there is some definite.
Rude.
Definite.
Dang.
Winners.
I don't know anything about this, but when you go comparing yourself to Steven Tyler and Aerosmith, listen. What?
Yeah, I don't think Mike looks a lot like Steven Tyler when it comes to that.
No.
Somebody has finally texted in the answer.
Oh.
And Natalie, if they listened to you, they would have been right. Connie Brooks wins Mind Reader.
All right.
It's the correct answer to today's water cooler question. So congratulations, Connie. We are going to get some information from you. And it might be a few minutes, but it might be after the show. We'll reach out to you and get some more information from you when it comes to that. So congratulations to Connie. We're going to get to a break and have a little bit more coming up. My Point to Ponder after this here on In the Know.
If you're not a football fan, you probably don't know about the Griffin brothers, Shaquille and Shaquem. Like a lot of twins, they're inseparable. When they were 8 years old, they made a pact. They promised each other they'd one day marry twins and raise their children together. They also committed to play pro football on the same team. That's a lofty goal for anyone, but the Griffin brothers faced a unique hurdle. Shaquem only has one hand, and that could have held him back. But Shaquem has grit, a good attitude, and a twin brother who never forgot their pact. After high school, Shaquille was offered multiple college scholarships, one of them from the team he dreamed of playing for, the Miami Hurricanes. Instead, he chose the University of Central Florida because they agreed to give his brother a scholarship too. A few years later, Shaquille was drafted into the NFL by the Seattle Seahawks, but no one invited Shaquem to try out. Shaquille asked his team to give his brother a try, and like always, when Shaquem got a chance, he took advantage of it. He made headlines for his bench press while wearing a prosthetic and running the fastest ever 40-yard dash for a linebacker. The Seahawks drafted him. Shaquille and Shaquem Griffin are a beautiful example of the power of family. They challenge each other, they help each other, and through it all, they're committed to each other. To help your family thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Core-Mark has 1,000 reasons for you to join their family. If you're a Class A driver, they have 5,000 reasons. Core-Mark has immediate openings and on-the-spot interviews for warehouse, merchandisers, and drivers available during an open interview job fair today from 8 to 5 at 1055 Salt River Road in Litchfield. Warehouse workers are eligible for a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Drivers can earn up to $5,000. You may even win Litchfield Aquatic Center passes, so come join the Core-Mark family during the job fair today from 8 to 5.
Get ready for the East Main Market this and every fourth Friday night in Litchfield. Enjoy food, crafts, vendors, and live music. Admission is free, so come and join the fun starting at 5. Then from 7 to 10, enjoy the sounds of Miles Apart. East Main Market this Friday evening. For more information, email eastmainmkt@gmail.com.
There's a place full of summer fun and thrills for the whole family, where you can fly on world-class coasters and spin, play, and laugh together, where you can ride, slide, and splash the day away. Visit Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay. 2 parks for one low price. Check out KentuckyKingdom.com for more information and to purchase discounted tickets.
If you need some new fishing stories to tell this summer, well, come check out the fishing selection at Rural King. They have everything you need for a day of the great outdoors, and nobody beats their prices. You can even get your fishing license and hear some fishing stories while you're there in the store. Catch and tell some whoppers this summer, and don't forget to get everything you need at your friendly neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
My points to ponder for today. And I had this yesterday. Stephen Smith and I were talking about it in one of the breaks, and I felt like I'd bring it to the both of you. When you look at a straw, does it have one hole or 2?
I guess 1.
1?
Interesting.
Goes all the way
Christy,
through.
does it have one hole or 2?
Well, I was going to say 2, but yeah, I'm going to stick with 2.
Because, I mean, I've got a straw right here. I mean, it's not exactly a straw, but it's the same idea. I mean,
yeah.
Because when you look at it, it's,
so
it goes right through the hole. Yeah. I mean, it's technically got one on each side, but it is one hole. But is it actually one hole? Or is it 2? I thought it was an interesting question.
It is an interesting
question. It's an interesting ponderance. And Stephen, I don't think, knew the answer either. It was very difficult.
I'm kind of sad that I missed Stephen yesterday.
We had a lot of fun. But yes, okay. So that's something to think about throughout the day. Let us know what you think, 1 or 2. On TV tonight, Olympic Dreams featuring the Jonas Brothers. They team up with athletes to train and compete in lighthearted challenges inspired by the events in the Tokyo Summer Olympics. It's going to be on NBC tonight. Are Jonas Brothers? I mean, I know that's more my age group, but I don't know.
You hear them?
I'm just shaking my head. If you're not watching, you can't see.
Yes.
But
Negative.
Are you an Olympics fan, Natalie?
I used to be, we watch it sometimes. You know, when it's on.
Do you have a favorite event?
Oh, I love gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they can do.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, it was gymnastics and figure skating.
Figure skating. Okay. Fasten your seatbelt is going to be on A&E. And the Atlanta airport terminal, an intoxicated traveler goes off the rails and then straight off a balcony. A ticket holder gets furious at a gate agent when her vacation gets disrupted. A captain leaves the cockpit to take down a passenger. I don't know what this is, but this seems crazy. And I don't know. It's going to be on A&E tonight. And then on Fox, the season 1 finale of Crime Scene Kitchen. Again, I don't know anything about that.
I've seen commercials for it. Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
No clue.
No clue. I've got nothing when it comes to that. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it. No.
Do the commercials make it look like it'd be worth my time?
No.
No.
I mean, if you're a food show person, maybe.
I mean,
I'm not really
I like some Guy Fieri.
Person. No.
It's not Guy Fieri like?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Today's highlight in history. On this date in 1861, the first major battle of the Civil War happened between the North and South, the Battle of Bull Run. On this date in 1873, the first train robbery in America was pulled off by Jesse James. On this date in 1930, the Veterans Administration of the U.S. was established. On this date in 1944, Harry S. Truman accepted the Democratic Party's nomination for Vice President of the U.S. for FDR. Of course, FDR later died about a year later. This date in 1998, astronaut Alan Shepard died at the age of 74. On this date in 1999, U.S. Navy divers found the bodies of JFK Jr., his wife and sister-in-law, in the wreckage of Kennedy's plane in the Atlantic. On this date in 2016, 5 years ago today, Donald Trump officially accepted the Republican Party's nomination for president. And that is your highlights in history for today. Birthdays. Gotta dig deep here for this one. Turning 73, Cat Stevens. And turning 41, baseball player CC Sabathia. Football player Kellen Winslow turns 38. Not a lot of great birthdays, but some good gone but not forgottens. Ernest Hemingway. Christy, Ernest Hemingway fan.
Huge fan.
Don Knotts. Barney Fife for you.
Well,
was born in the state in 1924.
You know that I'm not a big fan.
You're not a fan of Don Knotts?
Of Barney Fife?
You don't like Barney?
Have you not listened to the show?
No, I'm not.
I cannot stand
Oh, man.
Andy Griffith.
Whoa. Janet Reno was born on this state in 1938. And born in this state in 1951, Robin Williams. Today would have been his birthday. So that's really sad. Sad to hear. Yeah, I've got to bring the show down like that. So how about a chart topper to hopefully cheer us up?
All right.
1947. Which is exactly what we need, right? Don't you love the...
Many a year ago in old Sorrento.
What, you're not a fan?
A certain ditty
It reminds me of Lady and the Tramp.
was quite
Okay, I can see that. This is Shababa Shababa by Perry Como.
Baby in Sorrento.
So now
It's very Lady and the Trampish.
Is it not on your iPod?
No.
Maybe if I go to 1965, will I get on your iPod?
Did you just date
maybe?
yourself with an iPod?
iPod? Does anyone have an iPod in here?
How old you two are supposed to be.
The Stones were number one on this date in 1965 with Satisfaction.
This one
I do like. This one I definitely do like. Mick Jagger, though, I mean, he looks like is he still alive? I mean, he looks like he's been dead for 20 years.
I'm not sure.
We'll jump up to 1974. The Righteous Brothers were number one with Rock and Roll Heaven. No.
I do love some 70s music, but this is not really
This is not one of my favorites.
So how about to the 80s?
All right.
This song, I don't know how you cannot bop your head to. 1983, Electric Avenue, Eddie Grant was number one, right? I mean, this is just like, you gotta move your head a little bit to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the chorus, right, you've had enough?
I mean, I don't know this one in
Oh,
particular.
you don't know that one?
No.
That's good. We'll jump up now to 2010. We jump up quite a few. We missed the 90s. There wasn't anything too good there. Maybe. Eminem and Rihanna were number one with Love the Way You Lie. Gotta be careful here with Eminem.
Yeah,
we might just leave it there. Yeah, you heard it. Let's see if we can get Rihanna up there again, because she's usually a little bit cleaner than Eminem might be. In fact, that music video we probably shouldn't be. Yeah,
that's all right.
We'll just get rid of that.
That's okay.
And how about we go up to 2 years ago today? Might be a little bit better. Old Town Road, number one. Lil Nas X and a little Billy Ray.
Yep.
Don't you love Billy Ray rapping here? I mean,
Christy's not here for it. I never got into the whole Old Town Road, but I do. It's a bop for me. When it's on, I bop to it for sure.
I can do that, but not a huge fan.
This part of the song when Billy Ray kind of does it, and I love that you got kind of the drop here a little bit. I don't know. I'm a fan, and I'm not really a fan of Billy Ray, and I'm not really a fan of rap.
I just never. It just wasn't huge for me like it was. I mean, that was a trending.
Yeah, 2 years ago today, that was all you could think of.
That was everything that Ray was doing. But
100%.
It's a bop for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be one of those that every year when chart toppers come around, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's like Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
it's good that it's gone. It's good that it's behind us, but at least we can reminisce when it comes to that. Natalie, I appreciate you taking the time to come in.
Oh, yes.
And I think we'll see you back here at some point in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we'll get the update on Harper, first day of school.
I know.
My pearl of wisdom for today: the master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. That wraps up our show for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition. For Natalie Tall and for Christy Buckles, I'm Uncle Sam Gormley, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin